Welcome to Meet Me for Coffee. I'm your host, Tanya D., holistic medium and subtle energy surgeon. And thanks for joining me for coffee, tea, or whatever beverage of your choice might be. And today my guest is all the way from Australia. I'm super stoked. He's joined my LinkedIn connections recently. He's a Procter Gallagher Thinking into Results facilitator who holds a diploma in life coaching and is also a certified NLP. So with over 22 years of management and into consulting experience behind him, my guest, Troy Drake, he offers regular StreamLine meditation courses online and in person with both individuals along with corporate clients throughout the world. So I'm going to ask Troy to share his journey into the StreamLine Meditation and the event that created him to join his.
Yeah, thanks, Tanya. Well, in 2006, I started a construction company, and it started off just the three, myself and two other blokes, and then I ended up in 18 months, I grew that into being a company that had 65 employees. But over that period, I hadn't really learned how to manage my stress. So what ended up happening was I started to get illnesses like, glandular fever, I got a blood infection. I ended up in hospital, and they were stress related. Mm-hmm. So through that period and getting that stress and getting that illness, I thought to myself, well, everything external looks fantastic. I've got this business, I'm earning a lot of money, everything's great, but internally I wasn't well. And I thought to myself, well, if I'm not going to be well, then whatever I'm creating external, there's no point to it. So I investigated meditations, and I looked at 3 meditation organisations, and Malcolm, which was StreamLine Meditation at the time, had the smallest ad. Tiny little StreamLine Meditation ad, and it was in the old yellow pages, and I don't know if they had that over there, but they were the big old bulky books. They weren't online then. So he had an ad, just had StreamLine Meditation and a mobile number, where the other organisations I'd looked into had the big ads. And but anyway, I reached out to Malcolm, and just through the conversation that we had, I sort of connected with him and found that I'll give this a go. So I went along to my first session. Now, in that there was a 4-session workshop, and it was run over 4 weeks. And Malcolm runs a fashion import business, so I actually went to one of his shops that he used to sell his garments out of. And that's where I learned. And it was the second session that I remember having a deep-seated stress release. Now, at the time, I didn't know what that was. But through the meditation, I found that my body started to go like a big pulse. Like the energy was hitting something like a blockage. Then I started to feel nauseous, like I wanted to, throw up, basically, and I thought, well, I can't throw up in his room, so I opened my eyes, pulled myself out of it, and the whole room was spinning. Yeah, I closed my eyes, and that whole experience passed, and I then went on to finish the course. But what I recognised, within a couple of weeks after that, things that were causing stress for me were no longer causing that stress. There was this subtle difference within myself that I was recognising. People would cut you off on the road, and it wasn't bothering me. It was just, okay, they cut me off. But it was more the recognition that it wasn't bothering me that I was excited about. So through that, I became hooked. I loved the practice, and through the first 3 years, I was really developing my own practice, still running my business, but then I was recognising there was a lot of benefits to building a business, creating a business, all those sort of things by utilising that inner part of us. When we come from that stillness, we can project into what we're creating. So the benefits outweighed. I just went along to manage my stress, and yes, initially that was a very important part. But as time went on, I've seen the benefits that really came with that. So 3 years in, I basically went back to Malcolm and said, "This is too good for people not to know about it. So how about you teach me, and we'll get out there and show people how good this is." So that was my beginning into StreamLine Meditation. Then I went on, and I've been meditating for over 12 years now. And what I have seen is, we've obviously, I've become a facilitator in it. I've gone off and done life coaching. I've also done the PGI Proctor Gallagher Institute stuff with thinking into results. So I'm sort of bringing all that together and getting out there and helping people with this knowledge now.
So a couple things. What is StreamLine Meditation exactly, and what makes it different? And obviously this really altered the healing aspect and the inner wellness of your entire being during your journey. So two things. Are you still running your construction business, or are you totally just doing the StreamLine, or kind of, because you're creative, you have a creative energy, and you probably want to assist people in their own journey to not just meditation, but kind of being in their bodies, right? Recognizing some things.
It's, well, to start with the first question is, yes, I am, well, it wasn't the first question, but we'll start with the question on construction. I do consulting work in construction. So I may be called upon to run a particular job in the area that I specialise in. I'll go and run that job. And that might be a contract over 6 years, but my actual business that I used to run, no, I'm not in that area anymore. But I've more gone into coaching, personal development, self-development, all those sort of areas. That's my passion. That's what I love. I enjoy helping people. So and even in the area where I am working in project management, I'm actually still doing a lot of coaching work in that area. So yeah, that I've sort of let out of construction. But StreamLine Meditation, what makes StreamLine Meditation different? It's what we call a naturally occurring meditation. So we don't use a mantra, we don't use a focus point like the breath. We don't use guided meditations within it. What we do is we simply show people where to turn their awareness and allow the mind to do what it can already do, and that's transcend. It actually wants to transcend back to that quieter level of the thinking process, pure consciousness, because it is where we're already happy. That piece of us, and it's the most vital piece to life because it underpins everything, is the piece that's happy. It's not, like you will hear a lot of people say we've already got everything that we need. This is actually what it's about. Pure consciousness is all we need, because that's the creative faculty that we have. That's the true piece that underpins everything and allows us to create. So with StreamLine Meditation, we're showing you where to turn your awareness. So we close our eyes and we turn our awareness within, and we allow that mind to transcend. So mind works off the law of polarity, the universal law of polarity, that everything has an equal and exact opposite. So that busy conscious level of thinking that most of us are functioning with through our day-to-day lives that connect up to our sensory factors. Our sensory factors are for us to gather information from the external world. It's also where the thought stream meets, where those sensory factors are grabbing that information. So what's going on there is very conscious, busy, because all this information, so it's busy, social media, everything's going on. The world fundamentally is getting busier because of social media, because of the internet. It's a powerful tool, great tool, but it's creating a very, very busy and active conscious level of thinking because of so much information coming in. So that's where most of us are functioning.
Absolutely. Yeah, too much of that. It's so I changed my mantra from beauty, let's see, I forgot what it was. Beauty and wellness, or I'll have to get back to that. But I changed it from this crossroads of beauty and wellness. Beauty is health made visible. That's what it was. Beauty is health made visible. So now I switched it to changing lives, igniting passions through the information highway while awakening the spirit. But most people think the information highway is the internet, but it's actually the consciousness thread. So I love that.
No, that's very well said. That's great. I like that. So, so with us sitting up there, people are so active. This is why they're struggling to sleep at night. They go to bed and the mind can't switch off, and then they may get a few hours, but then they'll find themselves waking up early hours of the morning and the mind's racing because they're triggering that subconscious level of thinking, and then there's a lot of unprocessed stuff that they've got to work through. But obviously, with StreamLine and the law of polarity, the law of opposites, everything has to have an equal and exact opposite. You can't have up without a down, back without a front, inside without an out. Can't have that busy level of conscious level of thinking without equally having a still, quiet mind. So that quiet mind, that stillness that everybody seeks is already there. You don't actually have to create it. You just simply need to know how to allow that to come through, for us to get out of the way and allow that to come through. So StreamLine Meditation really teaches you how to do that. Allow that mind to transcend, allow your own natural state of meditation to come through, because it already exists. It's not something that we have to create or search for. It's already there. And the powerful thing with that is mind's movement. So when I say that, mind's movement, body's a manifestation of the movement. When we think about picking up a cup, we pick up a cup.
Absolutely.
So mind's movement, then the body's the manifestation of that movement. So through that, the mind leads to that deep, quiet, rested place. Mm. The body can do nothing but follow. It follows into a deep state of rest. And that state of rest is so profound that it allows us to throw off deep accumulated stress. So this is stress that we build up over a lifetime. This isn't, it will throw off your daily stress, yes, but I'm talking stresses that we build up over a lifetime that actually causes a situation that arises, causes us to respond in a stressful manner because that's the way we did 10 years ago. So these sort of things start to unwind off the nervous system, and it allows us to respond to those events in a whole new way. And that's the true power of it, and that's the beginning of it. I mean, there's a lot of long-term benefits that we can go into as we go along, but initially it's all about releasing stress, refinement of the nervous system, and getting that balance back so you can respond to those events in a whole new way.
So obviously you got into StreamLine Meditation because of some health conditions and you were looking for an alternative, more holistic way to shift this. Along with, there's amazing benefits in this StreamLine Meditation, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, my initial thought was always, okay, well, I'm not well because I'm not managing my stress well. I need to fix this, and I think meditation will be a great way to do that. And it was a fantastic way to do it. But the benefits that started to come along after that have been very profound. It's like if you look at stress release just within itself and being able to manage your day in a far better way, your relationships become better, they become stronger, because you're not reacting anymore. There's a response to everything. There's this little gap between what's going on and then your response to it. You're not getting into this react mode. So, I mean, that's a powerful benefit within itself, a fantastic benefit. But what I do see too is creative thinking, because the mind's quieter, more settled, and you're functioning from a deeper level of mind. As time goes on, the nervous system can hold those deeper levels of consciousness. You can then use your creative faculties with thought to then be able to create a life that more works in harmony with you. Not this, like obviously when I created the business, fantastic, but it also didn't work well for me. Like it was very restrictive, and there was X amount of hours in the day that you had to work and all those sort of things. And that might be fine for some people, but it didn't fundamentally work well for me. So what you find is you begin to create a life that works better for yourself. And really, when we think about it, that's what life's about. It's about developing ourselves so we can be happy. If most people are honest with themselves, that's what they're truly chasing, is more happiness.
Absolutely. And a lot of people think chasing the stream of consciousness that really isn't their stream will make them happy, right? Like the car, the stuff, whatever it is. But when you literally climb back in your skin and you become that whole centered being, like you are who you are in your beingness, right? Yes. Through meditation, I totally get that. And so, so what does something like this cost if somebody wanted to explore your corridor, your venue of meditation?
Well, we have two ways of learning. We work on, you can do a workshop. Now, you can do a one-to-one workshop if you choose. Now, that's a 4-session workshop, and it's $595 US to do that one-to-one. You can do it in a group. So if you've got a group of you can then do it in a group, and that's $299 per person, per participant. But the one that I always will recommend is the membership, because the membership is a powerful way to learn. It's $79 a month. It's a subscription membership, but you get access to 20 meditation sessions a week, and they're live. They're done live. So either Malcolm and myself will be on, and the other members will jump on. We also do weekly Q&As. So that's where you can come in, ask questions, and those Q&As are recorded and then put within the members site. We also then have masterclasses. So masterclasses are classes just to show you how to begin to tap and utilize those benefits of meditation to create the life that you want. So it may be on, the last one that we did was on intentions. So how to attention deep in consciousness, because in a lot of cases what we're doing with visualization, with auto-suggestion, we're trying to impress that onto the subconscious. We're with intention setting, which are called sutras. Like we purposely use a sutra in a specific way, and that's, we allow our mind to transcend to a point that we can then plant the seed. So there's no need to be impressing onto the subconscious, because you're already in there. and you plant the seed, and then you begin to let that grow. And when you're coming from those still places of consciousness, it's a very powerful place to create. So when you learn how to plant those seeds in those deeper levels of mind, pretty guaranteed that it's going to happen. It's a pretty cool place to set goals. So there's that, and there's also the power of awareness, which is coming up next. So these sort of things, and there are things that we're always adding to the members program, and it's not a locked-in contract or anything like that. But what we're finding is the people that are joining in on a weekly basis, their meditation's just improving outside.
So for my friends and guests on Meet Me for Coffee, Troy Drake of StreamLine Meditation. In the show notes, I'm going to have a link. You're going to need to A, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and B, email Troy Drake at StreamLine Meditation and get your first month membership for only $3.99. And the reason you have to email and subscribe also to his website, StreamLine Meditation, is so you can get your promo code and the discount, which is amazing. And who doesn't need less stress in their life and more vitality and more health just from simple shifts and changes in our bodies? So with that said, Troy, is there anything else you'd like to share with my friends and my guests?
I'd just like to say thank you for having me. I've enjoyed this session. It's always great to talk meditation and great to talk the benefits of meditation. So thank you very much for having me, Tanya.
Absolutely. Thanks for being on my show, and I'll have you on again. So if you would like to, again, connect with StreamLine Meditation, the links will be in the show notes. And if you would like to be on Meet Me for Coffee on my show, please comment and share as well. And as always, thanks for joining me, and Ashe.